Okay, let's dive in. We've got some really interesting source material today. It's basically a description of a young person and her relationship with reading. It seems to come from something related to like language learning practice material. Our mission here is to sort of take this snapshot of a habit, reading in this case, and see what deeper insights we can maybe uncover, about skills, development, what makes someone tick. This is really for you, the listener, a chance for us to unpack a real-world example together.
Absolutely. We're looking at someone named Divsheen Kaur. She's 13. And according to the source, she's an unbelievable reader.
Unbelievable. How so?
Well, finishing a 500-page novel in just 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Okay. That's not just fast reading. It implies, well, a really intense engagement with the text, wouldn't you say?
It really jumps out, doesn't it? I mean, that kind of speed. It's not just turning pages quickly. What does that intensity tell us about her ability to, say, process information, or maybe her focus?
That processing ability seems crucial. The source actually connects this habit directly to improved vocabulary and language skills.
Okay.
So it suggests reading isn't passive for her at all. She's actively absorbing language, phrasing, structure, all at this pretty remarkable pace.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. We see the habit translating to something very tangible. The source specifically links her reading to a first-place win in a debate competition recently.
Yeah, right.
And the person describing her seems convinced the reading built her speaking confidence. How do you see that connection working? I mean, reading is often quite solitary, right? Boosting a public skill like debate.
That's a key connection the source really highlights, yeah. Think about it. Consistent, rapid exposure to all sorts of different texts. It means she's not just learning words in isolation.
Oh.
She's seeing how ideas are built, how arguments are formed, experiencing different styles of expression. It basically broadens her internal library of ways to phrase things, gives her a wealth of knowledge to draw on sort of spontaneously when she's speaking.
Especially under pressure, like in a debate.
Exactly. In a high-pressure setting like that, it gives her more tools, makes her feel more articulate and confident.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The source also mentions her parents are avid readers.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad's in the Army, her mom's a teacher. And it suggests she might have sort of inherited this love for books.
But that brings up the whole environmental factor, doesn't it? While she clearly has an aptitude, maybe an interest, the source implies this habit was potentially nurtured in a home where reading was valued.
Right, not just random.
Exactly. It might have been a family practice, which just underscores how our environment can, cultivate pretty significant personal skills. Apparently, she enjoys fiction most, but reads almost anything. That points to a broad intellectual appetite, too.
So all these pieces together, the speed, the link to debate, the family context, they kind of paint a picture, don't they? A picture of someone described as more curious, confident, and knowledgeable, specifically because of her reading. And apparently books are the ideal gift for her.
Yeah, that little detail about the gifts, it just reinforces how central reading is to her identity right now at this age. The source, I think, effectively uses these specific points to show how a sustained habit, especially one as rich as reading, can have really concrete impacts on a young person's abilities, their sense of self. It's a clear chain reaction the source lays out, habit to skill to outcome.
So, okay, looking back at everything in the source material, we've seen this incredible reading speed, the very compelling link drawn to her success in debate, and the suggestion that her family environment really played a role in fostering it all.
Right. The source provides a pretty strong case, I'd say. A case for how a seemingly simple habit, when you observe it and describe it well, can reveal significant insights into a person's development. It definitely moves beyond just saying, reading is good for you.
Yeah, it shows how.
Exactly. It shows potential concrete benefits like enhanced vocabulary, broadened knowledge, and increased confidence in practical skills like public speaking. So here's something maybe for you, the listener, to consider. How might a single consistent habit like reading, maybe something else that starts young, how might it quietly shape not just the knowledge someone accumulates, but also their actual tangible skills and maybe even achievements years down the line? How many other hidden connections might exist between the things we consistently do, maybe just out of interest, and the skills we end up having?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us as we took this deep dive into the insights hidden within just one description of one young reader. We hope that gave you something interesting to chew on.